Your face.
What's wrong with it?
It's lovely.
I know.
I know. Hello, everybody. This is very unexpected. Very, what's the word, Cam?
Impromptu.
Impromptu. Well done. That's exactly the word I was looking for, actually.
I know.
I know. So hopefully you guys, well, let me just see if I can change this mic here while Cam is around with it. There we go. Can you hear? If anyone's here, actually, let you hear us now. Hello, hello. Don't forget, guys, I can't see your names.
No, there,
I guess so, yeah.
She did miss it, eh?
Yeah, that's true. Let's try this one. Switch microphones. Oh, you sound like you're in a wind tunnel. I can't hear. It's Cam's fault because he's put the microphone down here rather than, like, you know, in front of us. It's turned off now. Is that better, guys? Can you hear? We've switched microphones. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. We'll just use this as like a prop then to make us look like we're doing something. We're in a podcast. Funnily enough, this does get recorded as a podcast, so we may have to cut this section out of the podcast. If you haven't heard our podcast, definitely go and head over to Spotify. It is called Hangry and Hormonal. And there's tons. There's like, is there 90 episodes yet? We'll have to do something for 100th episode. Maybe we'll do like a giveaway or something. How about that, guys? So today we are going to be talking about why you can't always be flexible with food, or why you can't only be flexible. So like flexible versus balanced eating for weight loss over the holidays and forever, actually, because we're going to draw from our experiences and our last couple of years. Basically, Cam's not prepared for this, for us to be telling our truth. He doesn't know what we're going to be talking about. But that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to draw from our experiences over the last couple of years. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, to be honest. So here's our opportunity.
You've not just talked about it? Why have you waited so long?
I wanted to write a really good post on it. But now here we are. I've decided to do a podcast instead. So, guys, I would love for you guys to think about, you can put in the chat, in the comments if you want to, what do you think the difference is, or what would you say that you do? Would you say that you would do flexible eating or balanced eating, or both, or do you do like one over the other? I'd love to hear you guys' comments on that. And it's just something for you to think about if you're listening on the podcast, to have a little think, write it down, maybe your definition of each, where you kind of sit in, which camp you sit in, because a lot of people talk about flexible dieting, don't they? So, Cam, tell us what flexible dieting is.
I think everyone would know it as if it fits your macros.
IIFYM.
IIFYM. Sounds like BBN there. Is BBN a thing? No, I'm thinking something else then.
BDSM.
Yeah, that's it. Good job, I don't know. Why do you know?
I don't know. And Hara told me.
I'm going to have to check her search history. if it fits your macros, and basically, like it says, if it fits your macros or your calories, you can have it. But usually, because of the internet and people, they just always take the piss and take it to the extreme. So they're like, "Hey, I can eat all McDonald's every day and still lose weight," which is 100% true. Like the Twinkie diet, like study where a guy ate Twinkies for however many calories for like however many days, still lost fat. You can have lots of sugar and still lose fat as long as your total calories are controlled to what's getting expended. But
so before you carry on, I want to interject, because you're going to give away the whole, you're going to give away the whole ending of this at the minute.
This is what happens when you don't tell me.
Let's dial it back a little bit. So flexible dieting is basically when you can eat whatever you want as long as it fits within your calorie allowance.
Whatever you want.
So you can do like calorie allowance, which a lot of people, when you're a brand new beginner, that's what a lot of people do. They don't do IFYM because they don't know what macros are, but they will go straight in and do a calorie deficit. And they're like, well, I can eat wherever as long as it's in the calorie deficit, because that girl on the internet told me to. Yeah? Would you agree with that?
Say what?
Sue down the road told me I could eat wherever I want as long as I'm in a calorie deficit. Yeah. Who else has heard that? I want to know who else has heard eat wherever you want as long as you're in calorie deficit. So that's like kind of level 1, is your eating in a calorie deficit, eating wherever you want as long as it hits your deficit, your calories.
Yeah.
Level 2, I would then say, is IFYM. So IFYM is if it fits your macros, and that means that you can eat wherever you want as long as you're hitting your protein, your carbs, and your fat. Now, some people, when we get clients, we give them a calorie goal and we give them a protein goal. Actually, we normally give them a protein goal first, and we don't give them calories until they can hit their protein consistently. There's an important reason why, but we're not going to go into that today, but that's what we do. So your level 1, calorie deficit. Level 2, protein and calories. Level 3 would be full-on macros. Yeah? Okay, so that means you can eat wherever you want. This is maybe a meal plan where you're not in control of anything. You've got no choice. It's like, here's the meal plan, eat this, or you're doomed.
Or you failed.
Yeah, you failed. You have a night out, failed. You may as well give up.
Unless it's on your meal plan.
Yeah, this is
on Hanger's meal plan. It's like Saturday night.
She's stopped that now.
Ah.
She had hangover that once, and she's like, no more. So this is balanced. What is balanced dieting? A lot of people say like healthy and balanced. Balanced how they want to be healthy, balanced diet, or healthy, balanced plate. And so what a lot of people think with balance is that they've got 33% protein, 33% carbs, 33% fat, roughly, right? So like a balanced plate. Or they might mean balance as in like...
What happens to the 1%?
33.3333%.
Oh, the 0.3333. I didn't hear that bit.
Yeah, 33. Come on now. It took you a while to add that. I feel like, why is this not adding up?
I had to double check.
So another way of being balanced is, let me do healthy first. So healthy is like, I'm going to cut out chocolate, I'm going to cut out crisps, and cut out alcohol. And I'm going to have avocado, salmon. A good salmon's really healthy. I'm going to have nuts really healthy as well. And they kind of cut out all the bad foods and only eat healthy foods. They don't lose weight. The other way of seeing balance is I'm going to say yes to some things, I'm going to say no to some things, right? So a lot of people don't, this is going to piss a lot of people off. A lot of people don't like balanced meals or balanced eating because they don't want to do the balance part. They want the flexibility. They want to be able to eat wherever they want, but they don't want to have to say no to anything. And actually, this reminds me of my lovely conversation that I had with someone in that Facebook group who didn't want to restrict her calories, but wanted to go on...
Calorie deficit?
No, what's it called? Ozempic?
Ozempic, yeah.
So she didn't want to restrict her calories, but she also wanted to go on a appetite suppressant drug, which would then restrict her calories. So what she really wanted is not the responsibility to have to say no. She wanted to take ownership of that decision. So people don't like the balance part of balanced eating. They want the flexible part. They're like, hey, you can eat wherever you want. They're like, yes, Fridays all around. And then I'm like, but you've also got to be balanced. You've got to like say no to alcohol at least some of the time, like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's too hard. That's restrictive. That's restrictive. Saying no sometimes is restrictive. So, Cam, have you got any experiences that you'd like to share about maybe flexible eating or balanced eating, or have you been weaker in one area than the other? And Howard says, balance, definitely. Say no was definitely something I needed to learn. Weighing food was also the biggest shock of my life. Yeah, you don't realize how many calories are in a spoonful of peanut butter, do you? When a spoonful is like this.
Or Biscoff in your case.
I'm not saying anything about Biscoff. So have you got anything you want to share, Cam? It's a safe space.
I obviously would have experiences. It's just thinking them on the spot. I don't know. I've done different amounts of cuts for like different photo shoots and different fights, and I've definitely used like different approaches. And one of the quicker ways I got results was a meal plan. So it was more towards balanced. So I had balanced meals every time I ate. So that means I had protein, carbs, and fats like within a good enough range to hit my total daily within what I needed to hit that day. I didn't have to think about it. So that's balance. I don't have to say yes or no really, because I do have to say no because I can't have anything off the plan.
So when it comes to flexibility rating, your meal plan is like
low.
0.
Yeah, it's basically 0.
Yeah.
So you do have to say no, but you would get results quicker if you haven't got to weigh stuff out if it's already pre-done correctly. But there's no flexibility and it's quite unrealistic. But for me at that time, I had complete control of every meal I had.
Yeah.
I was just working from home, I think. So it's quite easy. Whereas I've done stuff and we've been traveling and we went fully flexible just because we can't, some of the stuff we didn't even know what the name of the food was what we were eating. So that'd be more flexible. But again, the results can vary and definitely aren't as quick.
Someone's asking, where does the 1,000 calorie cheesecake come in, Cam?
Flexibility.
Yeah. And I think like the same with Cam. I've basically been...
You've already thought of this answer, haven't you?
No, well, kind of, because I knew what I kind of wanted to write in this post, which I'll probably write a post about as well anyway. But for the last like 2 years, aside from photo shoot prep, we have been very flexible with diet. We've been very flexible with diet, but we have not been very balanced. Or we've not been as balanced as we should, I think. That's where it comes in. So Cam normally says 70% clean, 30% unclean, or, fun foods, whatever you want to call it. And I'm more of like it should probably be more like 80% and 20%. And as a woman in her 30s, it should probably be more like 85%, 15% fun foods, right?
You tell them. I'm not telling them.
I'm the mean one. I'll tell them. I'll tell them bloody straight. So it really comes down to what are you willing to give up in your life? What are you willing to do for your life? And what aren't you willing to give up in your life as well? So I'm going to ask our clients, I think, on the call, maybe next week or something like that. But where is your flexibility rating come in when it comes to foods? And honestly, how balanced have you been? So yeah, basically our life has been very flexible because we're going to all these new countries. We're trying the new dishes. We're, embedding ourselves into different cultures. But that means we are a bit more flexible. We always say to people, it's not the last time you're ever going to be able to have this chocolate cake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake. So you can have it, in 2 weeks' time. You can have it in 4 weeks' time, whatever. You don't need to have it every single time you go. Now, for us, when we're moving around and traveling so often, that availability is not, that statement of it'll still be there is not always true because, well, it may still be there, but we might not be. So sometimes we're like, but this is the last time we'll get to have that pizza, or this is the last time we might get to have that crepe, or, the last time we might get to try that cheesecake, for example. And I'm going to say it because Cam would admit something like this, but we've been saying yes more than we should. We should have been saying no a little bit more.
We've recently been on holiday, so
yes.
You should never say no on holiday.
Well, it depends how long you're on holiday for, I think. If you're on holiday for 3 months, it's a bit of a long time to...
No one goes on holiday for 3 months.
Oh, some people do, I'm sure. But anyway, like generally, even through life, I feel like maybe as women it is harder as women. We do have to be more strict than men. They can get away with it a little bit more. But Cam always says, like, when we go to a restaurant, like say we order the same food, we both have a cheeseburger. His cheeseburger and meal, chips and wherever, will come and it'll be exactly the same size as mine. Even though I'm smaller, I need less calories than him. And even if the world's strongest man sat next to Cam, who would definitely need more calories than Cam, all three of us would have the same food. We have the same plate. So we've always been told, make sure you finish your plate, make sure it's clean. You can't go have dessert until you finish your plate. And so that has been embedded into all of us of like, you got to eat it all. So if we're now eating the same as the world's strongest man, it's going to be a bit of an issue. But when you and your partner go for food, if your partner is a man, 6 foot, for example, works out, trains, got loads of muscle, he might need 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day. And as a woman, you might need 1,500 to 2,000-ish, depending on what you're doing and whatever. Maybe you need more, maybe you need less. But we really need to come down the line of where is flexible, where is flexibility, and where is balance. So I think balance is saying no more than flexibility.
Yes.
I think people like flexibility because they don't have to say no. They can just eat whatever they want to. Maybe it's a flexible diet then.
Pretty much. It's just way easier. You have to say no.
Yeah.
You don't have to have as much self-discipline, I don't think.
Yeah. And it's like...
it just comes down to what do you direct? Do you want results quicker?
Yeah, exactly.
If you want results quicker, you have to have more sacrifices.
Yeah. And it's funny, the girls were prepping for their photo shoot, and we were on holiday, but we keep an eye on the chat. They're like, I'm starving, I'm hungry. And I desperately wanted to drop in the message. It's fucking fine to be hungry. Like, it is fine to be hungry. I think people really like panicked and they're like, I'm hungry. It's like, it's fine. You're not going to die of hunger because you're still eating. It's not like you're not eating. So I think that's the thing as well. Like when people start to get a bit peckish, they're like, I'm going to eat or someone's going to die.
It's just because food is so readily available. It's so easy to have. Like most people do have that luxury, really.
Yeah.
Of just grabbing something.
On demand.
Yeah.
And so when that's taken away from you, because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get the same results. So if you keep eating your Friday night takeaway and wine, your Saturday night or Saturday day hangover food, and then going out in the night, drinking more wine, some champagne, some cocktails, and then Sunday you're eating your crap because you're hungover again. If you're going to keep doing that, and you don't want to say no to any of that, fast forward 2-3 years, you're going to be overweight. You're going to be more overweight than what you are now.
Since you have diabetes,
bad liver, like there's so much you could have, but high cholesterol. We won't go into that. Let's just think about weight by itself. Like you will have gained weight. There's no doubt about it. So I don't know. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, so in order to, can you guys hear us now? I think so.
I say that.
I think so. In order to change, so I know, freaking out. So in order to change, you need to change something. You can't not sacrifice things. It's like people come to us and they're like, oh, I want to lose 3 stone, but I don't want to change anything about my life. I'm like, probably not going to happen then, to be honest, unless you chop off an arm. So I think we really need to have that ingrained. Dramatic pause, build intention. I was, you know it.
You should test that more often.
Yeah, maybe I'll just like pull out the cord every so often, like, okay, and yeah, now you know. Maybe I'll do that. And so that's what you need to do, guys. You can't just be flexible if you want to lose weight. You need balance. Especially coming into the holidays now, I think it's really important that people utilize that and know that you don't have to eat all the shit out of your house by January 1st, because that's what most people do. They're like, oh, I gotta eat this now. Oh, I bought this. Oh, the money is gone. Okay, the money is gone whether you eat that food or not. You've bought too much food. You don't have to eat it. It can go in the bin. So your pounds can either be wasted or on your waist. You make that choice. Hey, Jenna.
Is this her arriving or just
I think she's
saying hello?
I think she just arrived. Yes, there we go, guys. So that's what you need to do over the holidays. If you have not downloaded it already, make sure that you do download our free guide to how not to fuck up your Christmas. And that's going to tell you exactly the strategies that we implement with our clients, we implement ourselves in order to get there. I threw away pie. I threw away pie yesterday.
I threw away my pie. I threw away my pie. And then, do I need a point?
Do I need to? Oh, no, Katie says, can you edit it online?
Edit what?
I don't know. What are you talking about, Katie?
Edit.
The how not to screw up your diet. It's not a fillable thing, as far as I remember. Or the gold document. Katie, you're talking about client stuff. That's a different thing. We're talking about the how not to screw up your weight loss over the holidays guide.
The quick answer, no.
But quick answer, no. No what?
You don't have to print it off.
No, you don't.
Some people have. Like,
yeah.
Most people don't have printers anymore.
Very true.
You can either edit it online or write it in a notebook, but as long as you can write it and then
we can answer it later.
Read from it.
Because lots of people here don't have a clue what we're talking about.
I'm sure they do.
There we go. Okay, so that is it, guys. You need to decide if you want to be more flexible, if you want to be more balanced. More balanced you are, the better results you're going to get. The more flexible you are, the less results you're going to get. So on the sliding scale, you need to put yourself in this position. So grab pen and paper, write flexible at one end, go across the page, write balance the other end, and you need to put yourself where you are happy to sit. Okay, if you want really good results, you need to be more balanced. If you want less results but more flexibility, you need to be higher on the flexibility stage. So you need to decide on a scale of, like, say 1 to 5 where you want to sit. So that's the first thing you need to do.
And I think things like that can check, like they are flexible to change.
Yeah.
It's not like stuck in place, and it's especially like to the season, to your birthday, to like occasions, like you can become more flexible, and then you have the willpower to go right back to balance.
So it's
not one or the other.
Let's use an example. Now, say Christmas week, or the few days run up to, or maybe the weeks.
3 days of Christmas.
The weeks running up to Christmas, right? I've got an outing on a Friday, 1 week, Saturday, the next week, and then Christmas Day. So what do you say to me?
You don't have to be flexible every single day and just hit the fuck it button because it's 3 days out of 21
15,
or 14. You can be like, flexible on those days, like to the highest end.
Yeah.
And then more balanced on the days off.
There you go.
I think it's the easiest way.
That's it. I think people always think, oh, well, it's December now.
The most common theme is Christmas, but we're like, Christmas is only like three days.
1 day. Christmas
if
is
you
1
count
day.
like Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, that's like at a stretch.
And then
if people have Christmas dinners, parties, outings,
5.
Like, say it's like another days. 3. 8 days out of like 30. Doesn't mean like, you can be balanced on the rest.
Yeah.
But it's easier to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes back to that balance. Being balanced is hard.
Yeah. And I also want to drop in like a tip here that someone mentioned the other day. They said that they went out with friends and she was one of our clients. She didn't really want to drink alcohol, but everyone else was drinking alcohol. So she felt weird saying no when everyone else was drinking. So this is the strategy that I gave her. Because if you're going out every single weekend, for example, twice a week, that will add up, right? So instead, you can practice saying your answer to the waiter. So get your partner to put on like a waiter outfit, get them to come over and say, what do you want? What can I get for you? And you order to that person consistently.
What would you like to order today?
I'll have some water, please. Spring water. Still.
You don't want a vodka and lime?
No, thank you. I'll have some lime in my water, thank you.
Gin and tonic?
No.
Oh.
So you got to practice saying those answers, because otherwise, when it comes to it, you're like, and you default back to what everyone else is doing or what you used to do. Like we had a night out the other night, didn't we? We had 2 nights out this weekend with our photo shoot girls. Saturday, no one drank alcohol, I don't think, did they?
Just me.
No, it was Sunday. You didn't have on Saturday, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So just Cam drunk Saturday.
I was being flexible.
Being flexible. But the thing is, you didn't think, oh, no one else is drinking, I shouldn't. You're like, I want an alcoholic drink, so I'm going to have it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas on Sunday, everybody else had an alcoholic drink, but I didn't. So, you know, I didn't think, oh, everyone else is drinking, I should drink. No, I don't want to. And on Saturday, Cam wanted to. So you've got to really think, what do you want? Not what everyone else wants, because they don't give a shit. They honestly don't give a shit. And if they do give a shit, it's because they are insecure in themselves, not because they feel weird that, you know, that you're weird. I did find this hard initially, but now I surround myself with people who will not ask me why. Yeah, just say I don't want to. Just don't want to. It's like, do you want these drugs? Do you want to take some cocaine? No, thank you. Why? I just don't want to. Do you want alcohol? No. Why? Don't want to. You want coffee? No. Why? Just don't want to. Like, you don't have to give a reason. You could just say I just don't want to, or just say no. Why? No. Why? No. Why? No. And if they are pushing it, if they're pushing that position onto you, don't fuck off. Basically, mind their own bloody business. So yeah, practice your order. If you can order food in advance, do that, and do it when you're full, right? So you're not going to be like, oh yeah, all this and all this and all this. Do it in advance. Do it while you're full. Same as going food shopping. Go when you're full as well. So that's your kind of homework, guys, is to download the How Not to Screw Up Your Diet Over Holidays guide. It is free. The second task is for you to have that like scorecard. So 1 to 5, flexibility versus balanced. And then the third one is to practice your answers to other people, to waiters, to friends, and to everybody else. And, you know, if you really need the extra support, ask your friend. Just say, look, I don't want to drink this weekend. Can you back me up? Or can you, you know, defend me when everyone else is attacking me because I don't want to drink? Or because I want to drink, you know, wherever you want to do. So that is it for today. It was an impromptu, off-the-cuff, winged thing, but it's something that we felt called to talk about. So that's it. Any questions, let us know. We've got an exciting announcement. When are we going to tell these guys?
Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after.
Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Our clients are finding out tomorrow. So I think maybe you guys will be the day after, because our clients get first dibs. I guess. Get the news first. That is it. Gang, our clients, see you on tomorrow. But actually, before I go, I want to say a huge congratulations to the girls on the weekend. I want to publicly put it out there, verbally, in video. So who did Saturday, Cam? We had Holly, Grace, Rachel, and Beth. And then on Sunday, we had Gina,
Katie,
Jodie, Katie, and Jen. And they all did absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of them. We did like a ton of behind the scenes. So if you want to see any of the behind the scenes, you can go over to my Instagram. On the highlight section, it's the first circle, the first bubble. You can click there and you can see all the behind the scenes stuff for the 2 days. And we have got their pictures. We've got their pictures, so they don't know this, but we've got all of your pictures now. And so we will be sending the pictures out to the girls, and we'll be putting them up over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. There we go, guys. Any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a good one. We will be back. We'll be back next week, Cam.
Oh, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. We'll come back on Wednesday. We're not doing Monday this week. Next week.
Oh, we did Monday and Wednesday, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not doing Monday next week. I'm out.
I can do it Monday, maybe.
Cam's going to do it Monday for you guys. And you will have one of us maybe Wednesday. No, next Wednesday. Yeah, probably. There you go. Have a good one. Speak soon. Ta-ra!